So,
year
hey, Tom. Still going?
2, he's starting with $34,000. And remember,
An hour and 6 minutes away from liftoff. We are still counting down. So what we should be listening for on the net is the technical readiness poll.
Account balance, what does that mean?
That should be coming about the hour mark before launch. But one thing with these SpaceX countdowns is even if we don't hear stuff over the net, if the clock is still counting, it means everything's on track. It means everything's good because quiet countdowns for SpaceX are what we want to hear.
$40,800, we'll just call it 40K.
Yes, and we will be able to bring you some of that audio live, more so than we normally do, because it's a NASA-provided number and a NASA flight for this mission.
Plus 12,000, which is going to be $86,000. So at the end
questions
of
that you guys have been posting into the chat on YouTube,
is dramatically higher.
Go ahead and throw them up.
Than Trader A.
Like this question may have been asked, or if you're nervous about asking the question, go ahead and ask it. I guarantee you other people are wanting to ask as well. So please go ahead and ask your question. So the first one we have here from Benjamin Wolski is there a robotic arm pressing the abort button, or is the abort being triggered from flight control? That's an excellent question. So the abort is pre-programmed. So the Falcon 9's onboard flight computers are programmed to shut the 9 Merlin 1D engines down 84 seconds into launch, right about the moment of maximum aerodynamic, the point of maximum air stress and mechanical stress on the rocket. It's the most difficult portion of the flight sequence in which to abort.
And remember,
so
he's still adding
that's why they are doing it here, because if they do the abort here at Max Q, everything goes perfectly. Max Q is the moment of maximum aerodynamic pressure.
The money
if they do it there and it all goes great, then that gives the confidence and the data that it can happen at the less stressful
his starting balance of $86,000. He is now, over the course of 3 years, returned well over $200,000 just by following these 3 very simple practices, which are to keep your day job,
initiate the abort away from the top of the Falcon 9.
which is a big mistake. I see a
no
lot of
robotic arm is actually pressing a button. No one in mission control or launch control
money
or Hawthorne is pressing a button. It's all
interest. And if you use
the shutdown is programmed, and Dragon's computer logic of what it uses to detect off nominal conditions to abort away will see that and trip the abort engines to fire. So great question there. Another question we have from Dan Hermsen. If fueling is started, you can be pretty sure the launch window is not extended anymore, right? Or can they still hold? Great question. So what Dan is asking there is, once they start fueling at T-minus 35 minutes, is there the ability to hold, or does it then become an instantaneous window? The answer is they can hold. While missions to the International Space Station would have instantaneous windows, the Falcon 9
is going to be just as much about the way that I budget my money so I can add to my account and keep myself from withdrawing from my account, as it is about the strategy I'm trading, or about the technical analysis I'm using, or about the way my ROI from trading alone is coming through. Now in this example, I use 10% as the example ROI. That's not a super realistic return, especially for beginners. 10% per month is a very large return in financial markets, especially for swing traders, which is what I do. Day traders, it may not be. As a day trader, you can probably make a little bit more, but as a swing trader, that's a pretty heavy return. So I'm not saying that 10% a month is something realistic. What I'm doing is simple math to help
issue
myself,
on the
so
rocket that would force a scrub completely. But in general, yes, they can hold after they start.
I want you to think about how dramatically different these two returns are. We're talking about a difference between $36,000 and over $200,000 for Trader B. And the only difference that these two traders had was 3 very simple things, right? It was Trader B kept his day job. One of the reasons he did that was so he or she could use compound interest by not having to withdraw money to pay his bills, and also so that he could add to his investment account as often as possible and as much as possible in order to increase the size of that account dramatically over a short period of time. Taking these 3 steps in your trading, once you become profitable, no matter what your return is, no matter what your starting balance is, no matter how much you can add to your account each month, it doesn't have to be $1,000. The formula remains the same, and no matter what your situation is,
once you
will
know
get there
that,
faster if you take these 3 steps. It's guaranteed.
backwards on the timeline to the launch site, and that gives you your launch time. So a lot of the comm satellites that we launch here from Florida for other nations end up being nighttime because of where those satellites are going at what point they have to get there at the local solar time over their particular area.
If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and click that like button for me.
Missions to the International Space Station are different. Those missions are timed out of Florida for when the ground track of the International Space Station is passing to the northeast, going from southwest to northeast, and where does that intersect the launch pad and at what time? And there's no control over that.
So be sure to comment below if you do. With that said, I'm going to end this video here, and I will talk to you in the next one.
In the morning. Launch
traders, hope you're doing great. My name is Steven, in case you're brand new, and today I want to talk to you about something that I hope can fill the gap
simply
in the Forex
when is the space station passing over
videos, including a lot of my own, are trying to help you go from wherever you are to becoming profitable. But
the reason it's a window from 8 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon is because of lighting conditions. So these types of tests you need not a lot of cloud cover, so you can see the rocket as it
There is a gap there, something that I experienced at the beginning of my trading career.
Daylight so that you can clearly see everything.
On the bottom of the screen that are underlined in red. These two numbers
the way that it is,
were the
but you can go at any point in that window from lighting concerns or lighting considerations
and over the same exact period of time. But as you know, there's a huge difference between $36,000 and $200,000. Well, the three tips I'm going to share with you today are the only difference between these two traders, and that's what I want to show you is how to significantly decrease the amount of time it takes you to grow your capital to a point
$2 hours for commercial comm satellite missions,
so whether you are
no more than 4 hours for military operations, but they're a little bit flexible with military and U.S. government launches to allow them to have longer windows like we're seeing today with 6 hours, like we would see for National Reconnaissance Office and DOD flights, where you can get those longer windows. Right, basically if you can bring it down to national defense or national security or human spaceflight, you can get those
Again, these are three things that are going to dramatically decrease the amount of time it takes you to get to your goal account size, where you can actually start trading and quit your day job. Speaking of, what is the first thing you think about when you think about profitable trading?
So
for a lot of you, and I know this is how it was for me.
All right, let's see what else. What other questions do we have? Zaim wanted to know how long can the rocket, the Capsule Plus booster, keep standing on the pad as it has been. Basically, how long can they keep it erect on the pad? I don't believe there is a timing issue with that. The Falcon 9 will stay vertical for as long as it needs to, unless they need to bring it back down horizontal to swap out.
The long story short is that when you first started trading, and even when you first become profitable, let's say you've been trading for a year, and you're now to a point where you're consistently making money every month. Even if that's the case, chances are
that's a great question.
You don't have a large enough account size in order to trade for a living. So the main goal of all three of these tips is going to be to get you to the point of having a large enough account to trade for a living. And the first step in doing so is to keep that day job. You don't want to have to withdraw money from your trading account in order to pay your bills at the beginning of your trading whenever you don't have enough money to even trade for a living in the first place. So that's why the first tip is to keep your day job even whenever you become a profitable trader. Let's move on to number two.
Then there could
number two,
forecast skies out over the sea, at which point they
not
satisfying the visual requirements.
I may not have. I have to look at my chart to see how to draw ends. I did it right. Oh my gosh, I'm dyslexic. In case you didn't know. Do not.
I very much hope we'll be able to see the parachute deploy sequence.
Do not take money
under its parachutes,
and you'll see why in just a second. We're going to go through the math of how one trader A got a $36,000 return when trader B got a $200,000 return. One of the biggest reasons is because trader B did not withdraw the money from his account. Withdrawing money when you're trying to grow an account cripples your ability to grow that account in a fast way. Compound interest was named the eighth wonder of the world by Albert Einstein for a reason.
That's
the only way to let compound interest take hold and take effect in your account is by not withdrawing money. This is one of the pivotal mistakes that I made at the beginning of my trading career. I constantly thought that I needed to reward myself for doing well. So I might have a really good month where I made like 10% on a $10,000 account. And I would take that $1,000 that I made and go spend it on something that I wanted. I wasn't in the right mindset of growing my account as fast as possible.
but exactly how much of a like fireball it might look like, or how much of a just like
to be able to quit our day job
puff of white
trading for a living, which I imagine is your goal. I know that was my goal whenever I first started. So number 2 is definitely do not withdraw.
Hang on one second for me.
What about number 3? This one's gonna sound crazy, but add to your account. You want to constantly be adding to your account at the beginning when you first become profitable.
So they are still no-go for weather and viviolating weather constraints in the downrange recovery zone. So they are pushing 30 minutes to 10:30 a.m. local time or 15:30 UTC. And what they were saying over the Countdown Net is this will now be the operation that we are in until we get good weather conditions everywhere. We will push at 30
Now what I want to do is take a look at 2 example traders.
At about
one
the
who is making the mistake
45-ish
of
minute,
quitting his day job, withdrawing his money,
limit
and
out, we'll
not
push at
adding to his
30-minute
account,
increments.
and the other doing the opposite.
So we are
and
now
taking
an
all of
hour
these
and
steps in order to increase his
26
account size
minutes
as
away
fast as possible. And we're going to take a look at the
from
comparison
liftoff.
of the 2 returns. So on the screen, you can see that we have Trader A on the left and Trader B on the right. We're going to assume that they both have the same
all is well, and this
situation. They both have a starting
what
balance.
we do for the day is push in 30-minute increments.
They both have a
I'm
job
going to step away
where they make
really quick from the
Their
audio
expenses
portion
are
of our
$3,000.
stream to
We're just
confer
using
with
very
the team behind the
generalized numbers
scenes,
here.
but we'll be
and
right
that
back.
means that their extra that they have left over at the end of every month is about $1,000, and their average return is 10% per month. This is the same across the board for Trader A and for Trader B. And the reason I picked most of these numbers is because $50,000 a year is an average income for America. 4K a month is around that price, or around that amount, and then 3K a month is average expenses in America. So that leaves most people with an extra about $1,000 at the end of every month if they're budgeting correctly. So with this being the case, let's take a look at Trader A. Year 1, Trader A takes his $10,000 account, turns it to 12K, or gets a 12K return, turning his account into a 22K account. Now, he withdraws every month all of his profits. So after his first year, we're going into year 2. So Trader A quit his day job, which means he's having to use all of his trading money, which means he's having to withdraw all the money, which also means he has no money to add to the trading account. So at the end of the year 1, even though he came out very profitable, making a 12K profit, he now has to restart with $10,000. What do you think happens in year number 2? The same exact thing, right? So then he turns that 10,000 into 22K again, and in year 3, he turns 10,000 into 22K. With this being the case, what was the total return, the total ROI that he got? Well, he made $12,000 for 3 years, meaning that he got about a $36,000 return. He took a starting balance of $10,000 and was able to return $36,000 from that $10,000 initial investment. Now, what about Trader B that takes all 3 of those things we talked about earlier seriously? He keeps his day job, he doesn't withdraw money from his account, and he adds as much as he possibly can to his account every month. Let's look at year 1. Year 1, he makes the same 10% per month. So he goes from 10K to 12K based on the return. But remember, he's putting every bit of his extra money into his trading account so he can grow it as fast as possible. So in year 1, he didn't only return 12K, he also added $12,000 to that account, meaning that overall added to the account's been $24,000. If we then add our $10,000 to that, his account size at the end of his first year is $34,000.
Okay, so
here's
we're
where
gonna go ahead
compound
and
interest
leave
starts taking place. Now,
visual
in year
audio, the visual part of our stream
2,
up for all of you.
He's starting with
$34,000 coverage.
And remember, we're using the same return for both of these traders, and that's going to be 10% a month because math is easy.
Yeah, we'll be
with
back in
10%
22
per month.
minutes.
So at $34,000 account balance, what does that
Eastern,
mean? That means that he is now Trader B
to keep
is making $3,400 a month, whereas Trader
what's
A
going on. So
was only able to make
keep enjoying live views of Dragon and Falcon 9 at the pad.
So now let's calculate that. So in year
Space
2,
Padre
from
Island,
his
we will get back to your
$34,000 starting
question
balance, he
and
has
finish that
returned
part of the answer when we come back for audio.
$40,800. We'll just call it
When we come
40K.
back for audio commentary.
And he's added 12K to that as well. So if we add all of these up, you have 74,000 plus 12,000, which is going to be $86,000. So at the end of year 2, Trader B's account is dramatically higher than Trader A. And it's because he allowed compound interest to take effect. He also added to his account every year as much as he possibly could, kept his day job so he could do those two things. So let's talk about year 3. In year 3, because of compound interest and adding to his account, Trader B now starts his year with $86,000. Now, if he's averaging 10% per month, that means he's making $8,600 a month. He's a 6-figure trader right now. But let's say he decides to keep his day job. His goal was to be over 6 figures in his account before he quit his day job. So here we have 86K, meaning that he returned $103,000 in year number 3. And remember, he's still adding $12K per year by taking all of his extra money and putting it into his trading account. So that puts him at a return, including the money he's added in, to about $115,000. And if you add that to his starting balance of $86,000, he is now, over the course of 3 years, returned well over $200,000 just by following these 3 very simple practices, which are to keep your day job once you become profitable, not withdraw your money, which is a big mistake I see a lot of traders make, and that I made on my own at the beginning of my trading career. Withdrawing money just completely discounts compound interest, and if you use compound interest correctly in your favor, it can dramatically decrease the amount of time it takes you to make money in any financial market. Also, Trader B decided to add to his account every month as much as he could in order to increase his starting balance. So look, I know that this video probably wasn't as entertaining as most of the videos that I put out, with charts everywhere and teaching you things about technical analysis or about trading psychology or risk management, but this is something that I don't think is talked about nearly enough, and that is that gap between becoming a profitable trader and actually being able to trade for a living. And I know this is a video I wish I would have been able to see or someone would have made for me to understand that going from a small account balance to a larger account balance is going to be just as much about the way that I budget my money so I can add to my account and keep myself from withdrawing from my account as it is about the strategy I'm trading or about the technical analysis I'm using or about the way my ROI from trading alone